For the first time in the history of our podcast, we are talking about a first-place Chicago Bears team. And in Week 11, they take down the Minnesota Vikings on a last-second field goal to improve to 7-3, 4-1 in one-score games. But, Bob, we're going to talk about it. This should not have been a one-score game. What do you think?
No, I mean, absolutely not. It was one of those where early on in the game, the Vikings should have been winning by a lot more, but yet they were only up by 3. The Bears come back, score a touchdown. Now they're winning, and then they're going to win those middle 8 minutes. We're excited about that. And then it just stalled in the third quarter again, and then you're forced to be in a position where you need to come back again. But, I mean, let's be honest. There's 50 seconds left when Caleb Williams gets the ball back in his hands. As Bears fans, we're actually feeling good about that. So it's pretty exciting. Shouldn't have come to it, but still pretty exciting.
Well, and up until those last 50 seconds, it looked a lot like Week 1. You were in position to just take over the game. You didn't. McCarthy was not impressive. I didn't think he was that impressive in Week 1. I didn't think he was impressive today, but he throws a go-ahead touchdown with 50 seconds left, and it's like, all right, now he's going to have 2 of these in his career, and they're both against you? Unacceptable. Special teams came through.
Special teams made a play. They made a play.
But so just real quick, I entered into this game with a lot of things on my mind. One was how big this game is for the Bears, because 7-3, first place, you are now very much in the hunt, both for the division and obviously for playoffs. And had you lost 6-4, 0-3 in your division, tough schedule coming up. So there was that lens. But I also want to go back to something you and I talk a lot about, which is just how are people going to view Caleb Williams? And, we're talking about a floor and a ceiling. And I know you can't objectively do it. It's very subjective. But, I wanted to think, okay, what were his big plays? What were his positive and negative? And once again, escapability. He has that talent. Mm-hmm. I'm just not seeing him connect with his receivers. Still drops. He missed 2 deep balls early in the game. That's the time where you connect on either one of those, and this maybe is a laugher.
Yeah, so, I mean, that Odunze ball would have had to been a perfect throw, but the potential for it to be a perfect throw was there. The DJ Moore one was wide open. Just an adequate throw is good enough on that one. That's the one that's got to be connected, and that's really bad. But again, the escapability was there. There was plenty of chances he could have got sacked. I think Dallas Turner still can't believe that he didn't get that 1 sack, I think, in the second quarter. It was unbelievable. But then when push came to shove and he needed to make some plays, they just weren't there, right? Settling for field goals, settling for long field goals. It's not even they were pushing it, and then they did have 1 short field goal, I think. But I think Cairo's attempts, one was the 45 that he missed, one was 54 that he made from distance, and I'm not sure what the official distance was on the game-winning one, but again, from the 30-yard line, so what does that make it, a 47-yard line? I mean, the offense has got to be operational better. And there was some where I think there's one play specifically in the third or maybe early fourth quarter where you see Caleb clearly take 1-2 reads, it's not there, and then there's a pass rusher coming, and he gets it to Kmet in the flat, and Kmet
8 yards,
9 yards like that. That was awesome. That's terrific. And then there's another drive later. I think it was a 3-and-out, but the drive where Caleb takes 2 sacks in a row. The first sack, just dump it out to DeAndre Swift in the flat. He looked at him. He saw him. Just give it to him and just see what happens. But instead, he thought he was going to make a Superman escape and maybe get a 6-yard run on his own. Didn't happen. And then the third down play, the third and long. I understand that. There was a crossing route right open. It was probably his third or fourth read. I understand that, but it was wide open. And rather just knowing that was there and dump it to the receiver 5-6 yards down the field to see what's going to happen, he just decided to try to break out. That's just not efficient quarterback play. And he didn't need to play hero ball. They're winning this game. Hero ball isn't what you're looking to do. You are looking to just make completions. Now, the next possession, they get the ball back. It's, I think, a 3rd and long again. And what does he do? He dumps it
Loveland.
Colson Loveland, and just see what happens when you let your playmakers have the ball in their hands, right? There's a good chance that's going to work out too. So I don't know if somebody said something on the sideline or it just was luck. I don't know what happened, but I was really happy to see that happen.
Yeah. When it comes to the drops, it's all around now. I mean, DJ Moore drops one that was thrown perfectly.
Burden dropped the entire season. Because, I mean, as you said, I don't want to take your thunder. Justice said this in our text thread. That was a beautiful read, a perfect on-time anticipatory throw right in DJ Moore's breadbasket, and he just drops it. What is that? You can't have that.
Yeah. I mean, they now have the confidence that they can win these games. And like you said, as a Bears fan, I felt fine knowing that we had 50 seconds and 3 timeouts to have that drive. A lot more nervous on the field goal attempt, especially when it was 47 yards, but it should not have been this close. And so, the defense, they did kind of enough.
Well,
There
I
was
would
one
say
ball.
the defense did enough. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry. I mean, that one ball, McCarthy threw a floater, a lot of pressure from Jarrett, which was great. And it should be an interception, either Stevenson or Brisker. They end up hurting each other.
Yeah,
But again, they had 2 takeaways. I don't think you can ask for 3 or 4, even though there were opportunities. So I'm kind of torn because, yes, it's nice that they have the confidence and they know, hey, it's a 60-minute game. We're always going to play all 60. But sometimes just play 52 because you've put them away. And you were the one counting it out on our thread. You had an opportunity to go up 3 scores. You settle for a field goal. You're up 13. And I'm like, well, at least it's 2 touchdowns. You gave up the 2 touchdowns. At no point did they do what they had to do to go up 3 full scores. I think then you put this team away. And so it's kind of weird to say it, but like they've changed their mentality in so many ways. Now I want to see that be the next change of just like, we need to take advantage of the opportunities within a 60 minutes that are those pivotal moments where it's either we put them away and demoralize them or we let them hang around, because you can't do this against good teams. And I guess that's me saying the Vikings aren't that good of a team.
I mean, we talked about them being an average team, right? They're not a good team, not a bad team, an average team. And I think the Bears show that they are also just an average team. An average team who won the game, but an average team.
Average team in first place of
Right.
of a very hard division. So we'll see what Detroit does on Sunday night. But at the moment, you're looking at a first place Chicago Bears, which, like I said, we have never gotten to say on this podcast, so I have to say it a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to talk about the defense a little bit. I mean, obviously JJ McCarthy struggled today. Worse accuracy than we've come to criticize Caleb Williams about. Like, there was wide receivers open, and not just deep bombs. Like, we're talking about just crossing routes in the middle of the field that are just wide open that he missed. But I do think, especially before that last drive where he caught fire after the 2-minute warning, the 4th and 4, and then he just looked like he was in rhythm, could have missed. I do think, even though the defensive line might not even be getting credit for pressures, let alone sacks, I do think that there were constantly offensive linemen being pushed into JJ McCarthy's face, and I think that did create some of the incompletions. Like, there was definitely a couple where offensive linemen actually hit his arm as he was throwing. There was a couple good tips. Like, there was one that they had to slow it down, but clearly Tremaine Edmonds got the tip on it. I hope you get that for your IDP scoring in UFFL.
I'm coming for it.
But, like, I do think despite the lack of actual production, I do think the defensive line made an impact. So, you want to say the defense played well, maybe not. It was more JJ McCarthy being terrible. I think he was bad, and then it became terrible because they were doing some type of impact.
Well, let me zero in on that 4th and 4, though. 4th and 4, pre-snap, the Bears oftentimes were bringing up 7 guys on the line and letting JJ McCarthy try to make sense of it. Who's coming? And sometimes they would drop guys back. And in that particular play, Brisker's on the end, and I'm like, okay, it looks like he's coming, but your corners were playing way back. So I'm like, I hope he's not coming because it's only 4th and 4. And they didn't actually throw to that side, and Brisker did come and was picked up. But I'm just like, guys, this is it. You make that play, the game's over.
Well, on the side they went to, there was soft coverage. I believe that was Nashawn. No, it was McLeod, I think, who was actually on coverage, and he was in there because Brisker knocked Stevenson out of the game. But it was just really soft coverage on 4th and 4. I mean, I guess maybe you're worried about the double move burn for a touchdown because if you are blitzing, you're not going to have safety help on the side. So I get that, but I mean, a lot of cushion on a critical 4th down.
And it just got them life. I know this is totally post-game, but when you say Stevenson's getting hurt and it looks kind of bad, I don't know how long he'll be out. One little piece of good news that we didn't get to talk about, Jalen Johnson's window has been opened, which means in the next 3 weeks, he will be activated or has to be out for the year. But I think it means they're planning to activate him soon. And clearly there's a need. So what do you think when you heard that news?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, I don't think you make that call right now unless you're pretty sure he's going to come back. I know everyone makes a big, oh, it opens up the window. He's got to come back within 21 days or he can't come back. Like, you don't open the window now if you don't think he's going to come back. So in the back of my mind, I thought there was an outside chance that he was going to come back this week even, but they also might have just done it on Friday just to fuck with the Vikings a little bit, mess with their minds and just, give them something else to think about before the game. But yeah, I think JJ's coming back and JJ.
The right JJ, yeah.
Right, Jalen Johnson coming back.
If it all gets timed up, he comes back, Gordon comes back, TJ Edwards comes back, and hopefully this thing with Stevenson's not serious, because I really do want to see them at their full potential, which, no NFL team really ever can say. But it will be nice because the defense did do enough. You hold the team to 17.
Let's call out Nahshon Wright a little bit, though, today. I do think that was just a nasty interception that he had. It's one of those 50-50 deep balls that you're trusting more often than not, that ball's just not going to be completed. Otherwise, you're trusting your receiver to make the 50-50 ball, but instead the DB, your 6'4 DB, just makes a nasty jumping interception. So that was kind of tough to put all on JJ McCarthy, and I think that Nahshon Wright deserves some credit for making that play.
See, I thought you were calling him out for playing the exact Nahshon Wright game. Yes, the interception was great, but then he gives up the touchdown, which I don't know. I guess he was shying to the inside because that's where Jefferson was.
It was tough. The whole defense looked out of sorts after the 2-minute warning. I don't know what happened there, but they were just on their heels, and it was, everybody was wide open all the time, and McCarthy's just all of a sudden Tom Brady in that moment. Like that was rough.
So I'm putting you on the spot. I know we're gonna wrap it up here very shortly. We giving out game balls? Who would you give a game ball to here?
Ooh, that one's tough. Before we get into game balls, I do have one more thing I want to talk about. It was clear that Luther Burden was the third receiver today. Ozzie didn't even have a target today. So I thought that was kind of exciting, to see this playmaker come in. 2 drops, though, from Burden today. And I just think that's something.
That's half the number Ozzie.
Last week, I know, but it's just, finally this kid comes in, he's still running nasty routes, getting open, and then just dropping the ball. So I hope that's something that kind of
now, after one of his drops, he had a big drop, and the Bears were in 3rd and 13, I want to say, and they throw a screen to Burden. Yeah. Very well thrown. I mean, I guess you could say lucky because had Dallas Turner moved his hand 1 inch.
A little bit, but I just think, you saw Caleb, it's something we called out in the thread, but it's like you saw him drop his arm angle, really, find a window and zip it in there. It was, I thought it was an excellent throw.
But I like that you come back to the guy that just blew it and let him right away shake it. This is a rookie we're talking about here, had a bad drop on a critical part of the game, but then he gets to be the one to kind of right the ship there. I think that drive petered out shortly after. But that was the point in the game where every first down, you're trimming a minute off the clock, maybe. Right. And it came down to every last second. So now I'm stalling so that you can scour the box score for a game ball.
I am scouring the box score, and I know who I'm going to go with, but there's one more thing. Caleb had 16 completions, 16 of 32. Obviously, that's not good enough, but 9 completions to the tight ends. So it was just kind of nice to see that. So I'm going to give an honorable mention game ball to Cole Kmet, because I do think that he just played a really good game. Saw him make some good blocks and then some really good ones. But I'm just going to give it to what the bread and butter of this offense has been. And I'm going to go DeAndre Swift, 21 carries, 90 yards, running over defenders, critical yards when needed. So DeAndre Swift in an otherwise unspectacular game is my game ball.
All right, that was going to be mine, but I guess I have to give it to Cairo Santos.
Okay.
You kicked a game-winning field goal, and it's after you missed one. So, I can't imagine being an NFL kicker because you really only do one thing. And if you do it well, like it's expected. And if you do it poorly, you're the GOAT in a bad way. So I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. Game-winning field goal.
Yeah, 4 for 5. Give it to him. And then, sometimes Ben Johnson gives 3 game balls. So I'm going to throw one more out there. Probably the biggest play of the game, I would say, ended up being Devin Duvernay's return at the end.
Okay.
So a nice 56-yarder at the end. The guys made one play all year, and it just so happened to be in the final minute of a game that they had to have a big play. So good on you, Duvernay.
There's so many plays in the game, and to know your play shifted your team's win chances.
Yeah, I'm sure that play, other than the Vikings' final touchdown, I bet you that had the highest
swing.
biggest swing in win percentage. So
yeah. All right. Anything else, Bob?
Hey, householders, let us know what you think. We're excited about just reacting to another win. I hope you all are too. Let us know who your game ball's going to. You know, how did Caleb play in your mind? Is it still good enough? Is it not? Let us know. Like this video and sound off in those comments.
So the Bears have officially just taken the North. They're never giving it back, right?
We've been waiting 3.5 years, but here it is.
We'll see. We'll see. But we're here for the ride, and we hope you are too. So without anything else, bear down, claws up.
Ready, break.